What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, man. Merry Christmas Eve to all you folks out there. Um, may next year bring better times and better memories for everybody, even the funny bunnies, the trollos, and the weirdos. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being sincere about this. You know what I mean? Sometimes I believe them individuals just need a hug. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyways, people, once again, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Today's twist is gonna be speaking on Bam Bam, the um, the comic guy, the comic book guy. I think someone tried to label him as that. I know him as Bam. You know what I mean? From FHA. I believe that's his barrio's name. He used to be a tiger and became a neighborhood. And I'm familiar with what goes on behind that. You know what I'm saying? It's either you get in where you fit in or you got to bounce where you don't fit. You feel me? But anyways, people, like I said, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Make sure you hit your like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all. Let's get this channel up to 10,000 subscribers. Once I reach that 10,000 mark, people will start doing lives. On my lives, it's going to become activo. You know what I mean? Everybody's welcome to pull up. All I ask for anybody that wants to pull up and participate on my YouTube yada, just come with respect, be cordial, man. You know what I mean? That way you'll be able to walk the yada. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, people, let's talk a little bit about keto, man. You know what I mean? Because I've been having actually a lot of my team members are inquiring about this, so I'm going to touch on this topic just a little bit. Okay, first let's talk what keto is. Okay, a ketogenic diet puts you into a state called ketosis. Okay. Ketosis is when your body switches from using sugar as fuel to using ketones as fuel. Okay, now in order to do this, you have to lower your intake of carbs and sugars. Okay, this is going to include grains, starches, sugary drinks, bread, pasta, candy, and fruits. And another thing, pre-workouts. Pre-workouts are terrible for you. Them sweet ones, the fruit flavored, they register 3.5 times as much as glucose on the glycemic chart. Okay, so that will throw you off of ketosis, people. You also want to limit how often you eat, okay, because every time you eat, you trigger insulin. And what insulin does, it stops fat burning and triggers fat storage. So your goal here is to lower insulin. And the best way to stop insulin spikes is to eat less frequently. This doesn't mean you have to eat less food. It just means no snacking in between meals, people. Okay? On a healthy keto diet, there is one exception to the no carb rule, and that is to eat veggies. Just avoid the starchy veggies. Veggies like potatoes, corn, you know what I mean? And eat anywhere from like 7 to 10 cups a day. I actually eat way more than that, but I would recommend to eat 7 cups of veggies per day. That will keep your insulin spikes under control because those are good carbs. You want to incorporate a lot of trace carbs into your nutritional diet. It's way more beneficial, trust and believe. Okay, so now after lowering your carbs, you want to consume a moderate amount of protein. Always eat meats with fat, okay? Never go for lean or low fat. Once you've dialed in your protein, you want to focus on eating healthy fats. Fats will help you stay full and satisfied, people. Healthy fats include avocados, avocado butter, olive oil, coconut oil, and animal fats. Avoid eating soy oil, corn oil, and canola oil, okay? Take my word on this. If you don't want to believe me, do your research on this. That's why I say I am a fitness channel with a twist, because I go through the ground and pound, I do the research, I study up on this stuff on a daily. It's my lifestyle. I like to give out free nutritional tips and help people overcome their limited beliefs and help them achieve the goals in their fitness journey that they could never achieve. Why? Because they've never had a structured plan. Now, anyways, with that being said, man, if you want to sign up with my team, hit me up. It's highpowerfitness@yahoo.com or highpowerfitness.net. Or you could hit me up on my Instagram. It's highpowerfitness, high_power_fitness_. Okay, so now, with that being said, again. This is the Rambler, baby. And yes, I got my shirt on because it's a little chilly out here right now. Anyways, people, Bam Bam. Bam Bam was ranting and raving, so the word on the curb was. You know what I mean? I like Bam Bam, you know what I mean? I respect everybody's opinion on what they have to say right here on the YouTube Yarda. I seen when Bam Bam first started, you know what I mean? He was very humble, doing his thing, trying to find his groove, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to find his path in this journey, you know what I'm saying? And he found his groove, he found an audience, and like I've heard in the past, you know what I mean? There's individuals out there that are really doing this damn thing, you know what I mean? No matter how you try to bash them, their channel is successful. I'm not gonna put names out there, you know what I mean? Because you guys already know, and I've gotten enough heat behind this. It is what it is, you know what I mean? As long as a person's pushing a good cause, I'm all for it. You know, whatever they did in the past, where however they paroled, they don't have them bad charges, that's none of my business, people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect my lifestyle. That's between the person that they did wrong and their own neighborhood. They make the final decisions. You know what I'm saying? So you guys could all speculate who I'm talking about, but it's already once been told. You know what I mean? People had used these individuals to gain traction, and once they've gotten a little bit of traction, they try to take off on their own route, and it worked for a minute, but then it crashes because it gets old. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Bam Bam, I don't know him on a personal basis. I've chopped it up with him a couple times, and like I told him, man, he just needs to be authentic and keep it real. You know what I mean? Be himself. You know. But at the end of the day, he chose to play into this this fictional pinta that's running out here on social media, the YouTube Yarda. And then they're bringing up this thing that I don't even like to say, the mesa. And the individuals that were pointing people, oh my God, I frown on them individuals. You know what I mean? I keep, you know, I'll entertain the YouTube Yarda, but that's as far as it goes, you know, because that is something not to be played with. I'm telling you now. And Mr. Bam Bam entertained it. And, you know, that's his choice. I saw where he was coming from. Other people got offended by it because he was playing with the game. He was going with the flow. And as far as myself, I can't do that. I would never do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it took me a while just to accept the YouTube Yarda. And I've got some backlash from certain individuals, and now these fucking poobutts are doing the same thing, and they even claim to be part of that mess, and I laugh about it. You know what I mean? That's a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? I hear people voicing their opinion that actually have self-admitted jackets to themselves, saying that that's a bad thing. A lot of people say that their voice isn't relevant, but they really are saying what is true. You know what I mean? Whether they're in bad standings or not, they're speaking from what experience they used to have when they were in good standings. And all bullshit aside, these self-admitted people, certain individuals, yeah, to me, self-admitted is a done deal. You know what I mean? That came from the horse's mouth itself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no paperwork or anything like that. It was self-admitted. But there's going to be a lot of, how should I say, boundaries to when you interact with an individual like that. You know what I mean? Because if an individual was really within bad standings, why is he still mingling in his neighborhood? And no, you guys could try to narrow down who I'm talking about. There's more than a few out here on social media. If you know what I mean, you know exactly what I mean. So anyways, I rambled on a whole fucking lot, didn't I? That's what I do. It is what it is. Mr. Bam Bam, he was venting. I seen it. I'd never seen him come out of character like this. And I could recognize why he did. You know what I mean? Because he was, you know, entertaining these other fucking idiots that really give a fuck about nobody but themselves. And he caught himself up, and he got himself caught up in that web where he's probably being bashed in all different ways by homies that you thought were homies, and now they're fucking bashing you, and now they're coming out looking like trolls on you. No, you know what I mean? Some individuals take this shit serious, you know what I mean? Regardless of whether they're living that life or not, they still have them rules and morals that they got to live by. And like I've said, I've chopped it up with Bam Bam on the phone, and I let him know where I stand at. You know what I'm saying? I will never entertain that bullshit. Why? Because that's for the fucking birds, and especially the motherfuckers that I've seen that were self-appointed and shit like that. Fucking boo-boo. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to get into that, man, because it gets me heated a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm a full-time online fitness coach, baby. I'm not out here trying to push an agenda or anything like that. I'm trying to get people to get right with themselves. I'm trying to help people break limited beliefs. That shit that I once lived behind them walls and behind the razor wires, that's my past. Today is the present, and it's exactly what it is. It's the present. It's a gift. You know what I mean? So be grateful. Don't worry about other people's programs. Keep doing you. Be authentic, because authenticity is the best. You know what I'm saying? Leave them childish games and fun and games for them lames. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? There's another individual out there too that I'll chop it up with every now and then. And, you know, he doesn't get along with certain other individuals that I chop it up with. But I've explained to both of them, or to all three parties. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a fucking dog in that fight. Don't involve me in your guys' thing. You know what I'm saying? I do me. You know, I'll tune in and listen to shit. If it's something I don't like, I tune right out. That's the way it is. When I am awake, and if I see Gunner and Dubs, I'll tap in, boom, tell everybody QVO in the chat, and then I'm gone. If I'm awake. That's the same thing like what I used to do with the homie Rascal, rest in peace. Because his lives would go on for hours, and they would be at nighttime. I would get up to fucking go take a piss and notice he was on. Boom, tap in, send mine his way, and then I would bounce. Then I would listen to his material in the morning when I would be doing my workout like 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes he had just barely finished his lives when I was getting up, you know. So, like I said, man, it's a touchy situation what you do here on social media. So all I gotta say for anybody that's just getting started in this, watch the path that you choose to take, because once you get caught up in it, you're caught in it. You feel me? It's like quicksand, baby. I know I caught myself in it, but I'm digging my way out. You know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, baby. Why? Because I don't entertain a lot of this stuff anymore. I don't tune into people's stuff anymore. Why? Because from when I first started watching certain individuals, their topics, their steedle was feed me as fuck. It was entertaining. And then they changed. But I could understand why certain individuals change. Certain individuals will change because you run out of material. Now, if you want to be like other individuals and start fucking making shit up and be that storyteller, hey, so be it. Because there's certain individuals that are out here put out content. You can tell that they're storytelling, but it's still funny. You feel me? So I still tune in. It may not be everything to the T. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Mr. Gunner's Collective. I tune into his fucking super norteños and super this and super that. They're funny as fuck. Not everything is factual and actual on there. I mean, if you really believe it, hey, so be it. But, you know, I could call, you know, putting a little extra on the salsa to spice things up. But that's what makes him what he is. He's a very charismatic person, and he's very entertaining. You see what I'm saying? But like when they would have their nighttime boogies and get to drinking, I would tune out because that wasn't my get down. You see, so I didn't stop and hang out like everybody's thought that I did. I would not do that. Why? Because them days of partying, the party line are gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here pushing a good cause. I'm pushing a good vibe. I'm out here trying to help people change their lives. I'm not out here to fucking fake the funk and roll with the flow and get caught up in this fucking YouTube world, because there's more to life than YouTube, baby. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing today with my family, shit, my wife's in there baking cookies and cupcakes and the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? And me, whew, my goodness, I love zoom zooms and wham whams, baby. And you damn skippy, I'm gonna have me a couple cupcakes, minus the bread though. I just chop the top off and eat the frosting. That's the way I do it. You know what I mean? Call me what you want, but that's the way I roll, baby. I don't eat no bread or nothing like that. I'll have me a little bit of frosting with a glass of my protein milk that I do drink. And the reason why I'm able to do this, and I'm going to put you guys up on a little game here. Peep game on this, man. I haven't had no carbs today. No, I'd be lying. I had a total of 35 carbs today. And they came through about 16 ounces of kale. For those of you that know, kale is good. Zinc, baby. Puts lead in the pencil. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys some more free tips there, man. Eat healthy and wise. That way you can live longer. You know what I mean? For the days to come. Longer and more prosperous. That way you can enjoy life better when you're at an older age, such as myself. I'm telling you, man, I could hang with the best of them right now. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not talking about chunking them, this and that. But I tell you one thing, you throw a punch, you're going to get a couple back. You know, that's just the way it rolls, bro. You know, but I'm saying as far as like participating in sports or anything like that, I'm in the best shape of my life. Why? Because I invested in myself. I take care of myself today, tomorrow, and the days to come. I don't miss. This is my lifestyle. And if you want to get started in your fitness journey and becoming that best version of yourself, you already know what time it is. Hit me up, highpowerfitness.net. Or you could email me directly, highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Or you could shoot me a DM. It's highpowerfitness, high_power_fitness_. As a matter of fact, go check out my Instagram. Follow me. I got starter meals there, some meals that you can get started with. I have testimonials from team members, from non-team members. I have transformations from team members. I have a transformation from some couples, husband and wife team. You know what I mean? A lot of the couples, they don't really want to be put out here on social media, so I respect that because in my personal files, I have a bunch of them. The day that they're okay with it, I'll put them out there. But until now, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I respect the privacy of all of my people. I'm not at liberty to give up any information of any of them. It's strictly privacy when it comes to anybody that signs up with my team. Well, anyways, people, I did a whole lot of motherfucking rambling. Mr. Bam Bam, get with the program, baby. Do you, don't worry about others, and start finding your groove. If you want to do your Aldi shopping, stick with it. You're going to lose a lot of your audience, my boy, trust and believe, because the majority of audience loves the fucking drama. If you could live without the drama and don't care about the views and the clicks, my boy, do what you want to do. That's all that counts, homie, because eventually you're going to find an audience that enjoys that. You feel me? And once you find them people, they'll start spreading and sharing your channel with other people. That's what happened on my Instagram. In 1 year on my Instagram, I went up to like 15,000 followers with an instant. You know what I mean? Because I was that guy doing burpees everywhere, in every fucking county, wherever it was in California, I was there doing burpees, even out of state, right there under wherever it said the title of Welcome to Arizona, Texas, whatever. I was right there doing burpees, Supermans, and all that shit. That's what put me on the map. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to sacrifice in order to get ahead in life, my boy. So, anyways, with that being said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all. Get this channel up to 10,000 subscribers, baby. Once we get that 10,000 mark, you already know, baby, this motherfucking YouTube Yada, my YouTube Yada is going to become Evo, baby. Shit, look at that. Even in my shirt, my boy, look at that. See, you can still see what OG got it going on. You know what I mean? Don't hate, haters. It is what it is. I could be your grandpa. You need a hug. You know OG like getting this clown on. Anyways, with that being said, Merry Christmas to all of you guys, man. Be safe. Enjoy the days. And let's make some new memories with our family. Very important. Now get up and get yours.